Okay, and this is the last lesson of this unit, composite functions. So composite functions, this is just referring to the fact like a compound shape or a compound element is made up of multiple things. So in this case, the functions are just joined together, combined. So when you look at these, it's important that you know the order in which you should solve them. So for instance, if we have, they give you function p of x equals 2x minus 3 and q of x equals 3x plus 1. And they want you to find p q of 2. You always want to begin with the inside and then work your way out. So to begin with, we would find q of 2. So we would substitute in a 2 for x. So if we found q of 2, that would be 3 times 2 plus 1. So that would be 7. So now when we go back and solve for the p of this, we're actually looking for the p of 7. So we substituted into this function, 2 times 7 minus 3. So we have 14 minus 3, which is, 11. So this whole function, p of q of 2, is going to equal 11. So then if they ask you to find q of p of 1, then we would solve it this way again. We always would begin with p of 1. So p of 1 equals, substitute this in, 2 times 1 minus 3. So this is 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Now when we go to q, we want to use this negative 1 that we had found. So q of negative 1 is 3 times negative 1 plus 1. So negative 3 plus 1, negative 2. Looks like that. Now, sometimes they give you a whole lot of them all combined. So let's look at one of them that will do that. So these don't actually, you'll be doing a lot before you actually get to an answer. So like on C, on this example, they say p of 2. Is that right? Yeah. And they could do this kind of endlessly, depending on how mean they feel like being. So we always, again, begin with the inside. So I substitute. So I say p of 2 equals 2 times 2 minus 3. So this is 4 minus 3, which is 1. I found this one. Now I find this one. P of 1 equals, I plug this 1 back in, 2 times 1 minus 3. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Now I need to do it again. P, this time to the negative 1, is 2 times negative 1 minus 3. So we have negative 2 minus negative 3 is negative 5. So again, it's really important that when you look at this, composite functions, you always want to begin with the closest thing to the right side. So we have 1, 2, 3. So this time we have 1, 2, 3. So you can count and make sure that you've done them the right amount of steps. And really that's the end of this. They can combine them in different ways and in different amounts, but the idea is that you have to know how to go about solving these. And again, it's always going to begin on the inside and then go out from there. So make sure that you write these steps down so you can see if you've made a mistake, that's what happened, and you can plug in whatever you have as the answer in your top line. That's going to be what goes in next. Just make sure you're using the same equation that they're asking. If it's the P1, you use that one. If it was PQP, make sure that you plug it into the correct function above. And that's the end. So once you finish the exercises from this lesson, then you can go ahead and do the examination questions.